Hey guys, Michael here from Shoddy Pixels. I just wanted to apologise before you actually listen to this episode. We had some technical issues with the recording of Rachel's mic, and unfortunately there is a bit of audio feedback here and there. It's not too bad, but please bear with us. We'll get it. Make sure we have it sorted for next episode. Cheers for watching. Enjoy the show.
I'm smacking a man with a baton in hand. That is a plan, nothing to get to the gang. Bang! No matter how fast they run, I'm packing the baddest of backup plans. The daggers are hacker and treasure the desert and crack with the L with the package and fell over blast till the last man stands. Click the flick of a switch, the spin of the spits and images somebody.
Hey guys, that song you just heard was Watch Dogs by Damble, and this is episode 1 of the
Shodcast.
And if I did it right, you will have heard our awesome intro just So, my name's Michael, and this is the first episode we've ever done on the Shodcast. I'm going to act as your moderator. We've got here with me Govind and Rachel.
Hello!
Yay!
Which are those lovely people, and Govind.
Yes. What? Oh, you dick! I was like, I thought you were like pointing it to me, like, and go in. You want to say something, but no.
And we're going to be talking at you for about an hour or so about random things.
Yes. Very random.
So let's jump straight in. Oh, cool! We've got Govind's music going in the background.
Oh shit!
What the?
Okay, we're back, guys. That music's gone away, much to my dismay. The guys didn't think it was a good inclusion in the podcast. So
No way. So we don't have the rights for that.
I don't have the budget to pay the royalties.
Yeah, that would take a lot of budget. A lot of money.
Okay, so we're going to jump into our first segment, which is called Just Been Playing. So here we're just going to talk
Yay.
about what we've spent most of our time playing in the last couple of weeks. So,
Yep.
anyone want to go first?
Oh, I'll do it.
I'll do it, I guess.
If I have to. Well, I've been playing Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. Shut up, you two.
Stop it.
Well, it's a fun game, you know. It's been a lot of fun to play because I like the gameplay of it all, but I have no idea what the lore is. So when stuff happens where people would usually go, I go, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was the same when I was playing it. Like, the main character's apparently someone important to the overall, like, entire universe.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, because I thought he was just made for this game. I mean, the only guy I kind of recognized was the guy who looks like Dobby from
Gollum,
from
I think.
Harry. All right, Gollum with the precious thing. That's the only guy I recognize.
Dobby, hey? Dobby. Nice.
They all look the same. So.
What about you, Rach? What have you been playing?
I've been playing mostly Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Still going on
Yeah, still going on that. I was really, really excited, but it's actually pissing me off. The amount of grinding you have to do to actually get anywhere in that game is ridiculous. Trying to play the solo. I haven't played multiplayer yet. I'm trying to play the solo storyline, and I can play one part of it, and then I've got to grind for another half an hour, and then I can go back to the storyline and do the next part, and then I've got to grind for another half an hour. So
But that's accurate in Dragon Ball Z, isn't it? From what I remember of the shows, it took like 10 minutes for one punch to happen in the show.
Well, pretty much.
Well, there was the flying through the air part, and then their eyes bulging out, and then it's like the flying through the air. The punch travels at a speed that a snail would be, not envious about.
But I'm liking it because it's all colourful and stuff. But yeah, it's taken forever to get through the actual storyline, which is what I want the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Obviously.
why I've been spending so much time on it.
Are you a Dragon Ball Z
like-
fan?
Yeah.
I've never played a Dragon Ball Z game before. This is the first one, but I did used to watch it as a kid before school, so I'm sort of getting back into it.
For someone who has no idea what the game looks like, is it like a cartoon? Is it like that cartoon graphics, or is it more?
Yeah, it's very,
3D?
very sort of cartoon, but very crisp. Like it doesn't look like it was
okay.
made in the '90s, but yeah, very
Oh, yeah,
cartoonish
okay.
sort of. And you can create your own character and
Oh, that's
whatnot.
cool.
So I love that part.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
Michael? You're
Well,
up.
before that, what are you playing it on, Rage? Because I know you got it on PC and Xbox
Oh, right,
One.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm jumping from the two really. I
Okay.
tried to stream it from the PC, but of course, uploads in Australia are crap.
Yep.
So yeah, I've just been playing on the Xbox One
Okay.
most.
And so which one do you prefer? Like, which one do you think it's more suited for the game? PC or...
It's definitely console because when I played it on PC, I had to plug a controller in because the
Right.
controls, are just a pain with the keyboard and mouse. So
Yeah.
definitely console based.
Easy. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. There's a quick little review for the game. So
Yeah.
I've been playing. I was going to talk about Dying Light because that's about all I've been playing, but then I realised I actually spent an hour and a half playing Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition the other day.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You know,
that's like a blast from the past.
96 game or 98, one of the two. And that
Yeah.
game is awesome fun and still holds up today. Like, I was so surprised when I fired it up because I fired it up because Viking was playing. He's like, we should play multiplayer. And I was like, I can't, I'm doing my coursework. And then I fired it up and was playing single player and spent like an hour and a half in the first level, which, you can finish in a couple of minutes. But I remembered all the secrets and stuff, so I'm running around trying to find everything at 100% the first level. Good game. I think I might do a Let's Play series of it.
Yeah, that's the
Sweet.
one. That's the game I downloaded so we could play. Even though when I was back in India and the city, the crappy connection won't be an issue, right? But we never got around to
No,
it.
that was Quake.
No, that was one of them. But I remember downloading Duke Nukem game. This is the one with the co-op or multiplayer
Yeah,
thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's got
so-
multiplayer, not co-op though.
Right. Okay. So is that head-to-head multiplayer?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Nice.
But
But yeah, so I guess that's the end of that segment. That's been playing.
that's
Just
the
kind
most
of-
anticlimactic end to a segment. Oh yeah, I guess that's it. Let's move on like nothing happened.
So next up, guys, what we want to do is we want to every episode, everyone kind of just point out a early access title. It doesn't have to be on the Steam system. It just has to be a game that's
On early access.
not in full release version, but is available to purchase or play or download or whatever. So it could be Minecraft before it was released. It could be any of the
Right.
early access
Craft-
games.
Craft the world.
Yeah, it could be any of
have
those
the-
games
yeah.
that are still in alpha or beta but available. So I
But
guess-
should be available to the public
Right.
too, not just
yeah, it
the
has
press.
to be available
not
to the
just,
public,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
to press.
Right.
So I'll go first with this one since I went last. I've
Yes.
picked Subnautica, which there's a couple of videos up on our YouTube channel. I
Oh,
strongly
yeah.
recommend you check out. It's a really cool game.
do
but-
it.
Yeah. Basically, it's another survival game, which I know isn't a selling point at this point, but
Yeah, it's flooded with survival games nowadays.
yeah, but the idea is that you're on this massive ship, which hasn't really got too much backstory yet. It's still in pretty early access. And you crash on a ocean planet, so it's all about the survival mechanics and how they work in an underwater environment.
Nice.
Yeah, that
It's pretty good. Like it's
disgusting
Still-
fishes.
yeah, well, there's some pretty good fish in there that you'd love.
Oh, God.
There's
Here, fishy,
not a
fishy, fishy.
huge amount of content yet. Like it's still very early, but they keep adding like lots of regular updates, which is always a big plus. For
Yeah,
early
that's-
access.
Bonus.
For me, that's like the first selling point of an early access title. You need to have that sort of feedback from the developer. I mean, obviously, having the storyline and all that to back it up is great, but
Yeah, like it's no good having a half-finished game that has a half-decent story that's never going to get
Yeah.
finished.
Well, what was that
Yeah.
game that got that issue? What was that Stomping Land? I
Stomping
think?
Land,
that
yeah.
Just got
But they updated
just-
that the other day.
Oh, okay. So
I
maybe
believe.
it's back alive.
I might need to correct that next episode, but I'm pretty sure they updated it the other day.
Yeah, our first, our first redaction.
Well, I'm sure there's been
Correct.
several by now, but it's the first one we picked up on so far.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
Rachel?
Subnautica, check that out.
We'll
So
do, yeah.
me,
Yep.
me. The early access I've actually been playing this a little bit is Grav, which I
Nice.
guess
Oh, Grav,
is
yeah.
the you're on a alien space world and you've got to collect wood and ore and build.
It's another
and
survival game.
Fight. Yeah, another
survival
game,
game.
basically.
Yes.
Also
but
another
it's
one we have
pretty.
videos of on our channel as well.
Yeah, we have a couple of let's plays. Oh well, just random videos. It's got co-op and stuff. That's pretty. It's a fun game. Yeah.
It is, and it's so pretty because
It is.
You know, pinks
It
and
is
purples and
colorful.
greens draws me in. I like pretty things, so everything's
Most
pretty
important
colours,
thing.
so most important in my
Most
gaming
important
is
thing.
pretty colours.
Pretty colours.
But no, I'm really. It took me a little while to get my head around the menu. The menu is a bit
Yeah, I
but
strongly recommend everyone check out Rachel's first video. It's wonderful.
where I die all the time.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to count how many times you died, but I didn't end up doing that.
Count how many times I called the monsters an asshole or whatnot. But yes, my very first video, all I did was die. But that's all I ever do in these games, honestly.
You know, I feel what you're going through because I do that quite a bit. If anyone's watched our Half-Life series or
Hey.
Dead Island series
Or any series.
Dying Light series or any other series, I do that quite a bit. I die a lot, you know.
But that's
Yeah,
another
so-
game. Grav has also been getting lots of regular updates.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, I did notice that. Yes, and it's a fun game because you have like a lot of ways to play it. You can do the resource accumulation, or you can just go, gung ho and try to kill monsters in dungeons like we tried, and that did
failed.
not go down so well.
It
yeah.
went well
And-
at first, but
And one of the
Yeah.
one of the greatest things I think from the update, because I did play it when it first came out, but not a lot, is that when you die, your backpack is actually up top in the little navigation thingy as a round
okay.
dot, so you can actually sort of find your way back to your backpack if it's not stolen beforehand.
oh, that sucks.
that's cool.
There's an
I
epic
thought-
video of Mike and I trying to find our backpacks. It took us like 3 hours.
Yeah. And
Um,
now when you go back and check, you're gonna see that dot all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in my first video, I had like 6 of them up because all I did was just die all the time. So it was just like, oh my god.
And another cool
Cool.
thing to note about the updates with that game is recently they added the ability to go to other planets. So that actually expands
yeah.
which the different planets have different resources and things. So that expands the
Yeah.
actual game content massively.
Which
I
also
remember
explains why
hearing
you're
that.
called an astronaut.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I an astronaut?
I'm just running around.
Killing slime balls.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But yes, that game is nasty at times.
And so that brings us to what are you looking at?
Yeah, mine is a little different. For once, it's not a survival-based game or
let's stop
anything.
recording.
Ooh.
It's not. It's mostly kind of borderline edutainment because it's called Automation. It's
know
about
something
a
about
car
that.
tycoon. Yeah, it's a car company tycoon game, but it has such an in-depth development side to it. Like you can actually build your engines. You can see how engines work. You can see how a car works. And I love cars, and I love all about cars. So for me, it was like really awesome to see a game that goes in depth, but also has that business side that it's not just build your car, but it's also, maintaining your staff. It's the whole tycoon base. So I'm really excited about that. I'm actually going to try and get us a review or something going with an indie focus piece, but that game really caught my eye, and it's on early access on Steam. And it looks good. You should, definitely
So
check
have
it
you
out.
played it or you just seen it?
No. It's just the one game that I want to, that caught my eye, and that's has my focus as far as early access is concerned. I have played similar titles that have either that or the tycoon aspect, but never had one with both of them. So I'm really excited to check that out.
Nice.
But
Sweet.
that's my
Keep an
early
eye out
access
on the
highlight.
YouTube channel for a video of that coming soon, probably.
yeah.
guys.
Hopefully, yeah, definitely. build the
Okay.
biggest car in the world.
So I don't know. Do you have any questions about that one, Rachel? I haven't even seen the game, so I don't really have any.
Cars
No,
are just not my thing, so that's why I
They're
haven't heard of it.
I'll make sure she gets really pink or red and blue cars, like
Oh,
colorful
sweet.
cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to answer that many questions because I haven't played it
Yeah.
yet. But it's one game that I want everyone to just go take a look at, and it looks really nice.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Sweet. Okay, guys, so the next segment we're doing is basically kind of little editorial conversations. Probably going to make up
Yes.
the bulk of the podcast,
Episode,
I'd
yep.
say, but we'll see how we go. I've got a couple of topics to pick from, and we're just going to have a chat about them. So they're based on news articles. First one, the other guys don't know what these are, by the way, so I'm just pitching it
Yeah,
to them.
so we're just winging it.
Winging it.
So the first
Wing
one
it.
is that the other day it was announced that Uncharted 4 was delayed. It was set to come out towards the end of this year. It was meant to be Sony's big game to keep people interested in the
Yes.
PlayStation this year, and now it's delayed until sometime in spring next year. So pretty big
That
delay.
is
about
nice.
between 4
About
and
a
6
year.
months. And then it got me thinking. I was looking through and there's not really anything on either of the consoles I can think of that's coming out. Bloodborne comes out, I think, in 3 days or something like that.
Yep, it's
And
yep, it is.
that's it.
Yep.
And then I looked through. I actually did some googling, looked through all the lists, and it's pretty much all remakes and indie titles. Now I love indie titles, but I don't buy an expensive console to play indie titles. I
There's
play
a
them on my
reason that
computer.
Ouya isn't that that popular. It's because indie titles are great, but you can't really sustain a console purely on indie titles, and I think the music's starting fucking shit.
Anyway, we'll just keep going. And then
If you get free music, it's license free and all that. You don't have a license for it.
All the
Let's
way
just
from
ignore
India.
it.
Not in India, Dubai.
Not really. Dubai, yeah. India wouldn't have that music. India would have chickens.
Anyway,
and stuff. Well, where my house.
that's
is,
not a
yeah,
racial comment, guys. That's if
No,
you watch
'cause
some of
I'm
our
Indian.
YouTube videos, there's actually
Yeah,
chickens in it.
it's just. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That was not
You're a
Far
chicken
Cry,
kicker, aren't you?
Ubisoft graphics or whatever. That was my chicken.
Oh,
So-
really?
Well, not my chicken, my neighbor's chicken that became dinner soon enough.
Anyway, to
But-
bring us back on topic, guys. So in my digging, I then also picked up the Last Guardian's trademark was renewed the other day. So that game, which was announced 9 years ago, which was meant to be, I think, a launch title for PlayStation 3, if not very early on, still not out.
It's
There
still
was
yeah.
quite a lot of titles that were advertised as PlayStation 4, particularly that haven't, or PlayStation games that haven't even ever come out that were used to sell systems. So what's the deal? Why is anyone going to buy a console? That's the thing I want to pitch to you guys.
Beats the hell out of me.
Okay,
That's
well then let
editorial
me
discussion
pitch
ever.
a different question.
'Cause
What do
there's
they
so-
have to do to get people to actually want to buy those consoles?
They have to make a decent game for a change. There's been so
Yes.
much shit that's come out.
I know,
It's-
yes, I do
Everyone's
agree.
losing faith.
One thing would be release actual games. Another would be stop postponing every single game to the next year, which is a habit I saw mostly on Sony's side. I might be wrong here, but Uncharted postponed. The Lost Guardian thing postponed for a decade. Yeah,
Well,
Final Fantasy game.
There's Final Fantasy Versus 13. That's in its 10th year, and when we first got a trailer, that game hadn't even started production. Sorry, guys, we had a bit of an audio glitch, not audio glitch, technical glitch there.
Yes.
So
Blame
any-
Michael.
Yes, blame
We
me.
do.
Anyway, so we were talking about games being delayed and games being announced before they're even in development with trailers such as Final Fantasy Versus 13 and what they have to do to actually win back a little bit of faith, because at the moment there's not really a good reason to have a console as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not, because I went to India and I came back and I kept my Xbox there because there was really no point lugging it back and forth because there's nothing I want to play on there.
Yeah.
It's just so useless to me because yes, there are games.
Yeah,
that are really
let's get
good
it
and
straight. We're
fun
not
to
saying
play.
the consoles are bad. There
No,
are
no, no,
plenty
we're
of
not.
good
We're
games
just-
on there.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just if
and
you have a computer that can play those games already,
kind
or
of
you're
negates the whole
considering going
point.
for a PC versus a console.
Yeah,
There's
as
PC
I was,
was
if
out.
you remember.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot more stuff available on Steam alone.
Yeah.
And PC releases don't, tend to stick to their release date, at least like the ballpark, or at least the year.
That's not true. A lot of the time, the big releases that we're talking about that get delayed as well. Dying Light's a good example.
Well, no. Across the board delay, that's one thing. But you see a PC exclusive game,
Yeah.
nine times out of 10, it's gonna come out at least in the same month or a year, that it's
Yeah.
said. But when you talk about a console exclusive nowadays, you're wondering, okay, they said 2015, so by the time I'm like, retired, I might get the game. It's kind of that sort of a situation because their marketing has been so short-sighted is the word I guess I can use, because they've been saying, you know what, this game's gonna come out with the PS4. PS4
Okay.
comes out. This
Okay.
game is not out with the PS4.
So let me then bring it back to the specific example, Uncharted 4. Did either of you see anything about this or read the articles about it?
No.
No, I haven't, but it
Okay.
was a game that would convince me to buy a PS4.
Okay,
Which,
so-
because I love the series.
The reason for the delay is that this is actually the final game in the Uncharted story arc. They're not doing any more Nathan Drake games after this.
Okay.
And their reasoning for delaying was that because it's the last game, they want it to be absolutely perfect, and they needed the extra time.
Well,
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I would prefer to see a game delayed by a year than to be pushed out the door along with microtransactions. AAA games with microtransactions are driving me insane. Yes, delay it,
Right.
delay it, and have a fantastic freaking
And
game.
we were on tangent.
Yes,
Okay, but
freaking,
then, so what? I guess here's the thing: Naughty Dog and Sony aren't separate entities anymore. Like the guys from Naughty Dog are actually the
Or
ones
pretty
that said this is what the PS4 needs to be, and Sony made it based on like the head guy from Naughty Dog. I think he's, if not the head guy, one of the founders was in charge of actually selecting the hardware and all that sort of thing for the PlayStation 4.
yeah. Yep.
So while I agree taking more time to make the game good is a good idea, I feel like it's in their best interest to maybe cut some stuff out and release it as free DLC later or something to get it out on time.
Yeah, see, this is the issue I have with that whole thing, is because they knew from day one that this is where the story arc would end,
Yep.
right? They knew from day one this would be the last edition that has Nathan Drake's story.
Yep.
So how is that a reason for delay? That baffles me. I mean, it's not like they woke up one day and be like, okay, tonight, you know what? All right, Nathan Drake's dead. End of story. No.
Spoiler
Before
alert,
they
Gavin.
released the. Well, yeah, I don't know. I could be like completely off base. Or Nathan Drake is like unbeatable awesomeness. Either way, they knew from the day they started working on this game that they had the narrative arc was coming to an end. So that either tells me that they had no idea where the narrative was going when they made the trailer or the release date, or it tells me that they're so bad at planning that they cannot afford to have a deadline and stick to it. Because I get,
Well-
postponing the game. Dying Light did it, and I get that they want to be, finished and a really good game, and that's fine with me. And
Okay,
that
but
part is fine. But when
There
you
was a
use
couple of
narrative,
things that happened. Naughty Dog lost their lead designer, they lost their head programmer, and a few other things happened during this period.
no, yeah, I get that.
so
But-
balls up,
Yeah,
basically.
but I get that. But they shouldn't use narrative as a reason, because
Okay.
they would have known day one that Nathan Drake's story arc would end, or else they just basically threw out half of the story arc and then just slammed the end right there. I don't know what's happening. Cause
Yeah,
it
well, the
just-
game's called A Thief's End. I think they
Yeah,
knew
see,
from day
that's the
one
thing.
that
It just shows that it's kind of a very it's a form letter reason, if you ask me, because it's like that reason they can just throw out there and expect people to believe it, but it's just so much bullshit because they knew this was the narrative, this was where the narrative was gonna go. So if they didn't plan accordingly to that, that either tells me they're really bad at managing their own game, or they have no idea what's happening with their own studio, and that's kind of sad because I really love that studio and I love their games, especially the Uncharted series. So yeah, that's sad.
Okay, well, there was a whole nother side of the article that I'm not going to go into. I'm just going to touch over briefly because I think it's hilarious. Which is that there's all these people out there that think this is a massive conspiracy, and that the game's something like the game's not even being made until after they were never planning on making Uncharted 4 and all this shit, and then they just announced it and then had to make it all this stupid conspiracy stuff that goes along with these sorts of things.
Oh, where's my tin hat?
Yeah.
Where's my tin foil hat?
But anyway, let's move on to the next topic.
Yes.
Which is, there was an article released by GameSpot, I think. That's where I read it. I don't know if that was where it was first done. But Valve, who we all know as the people who made Steam,
yes,
received a grade for their customer service by a group called the Better Business Bureau, which is apparently somewhat of a big deal. And first of all,
Never heard of it.
It's an American thing, so we may not have heard of it anyway. But first of all, pop quiz. What do you think they got?
Z minus.
Okay, it goes from A to F.
Z.
Okay, F minus.
Rach?
What's the rating system?
It's from
Oh,
it's
right,
like
F is
A
bad,
plus, A, B
Okay,
plus,
yeah, F
like that
minus
sort of
minus.
like normal school rating system.
That Steam itself, as in their support.
Valve
or
for
Steam
their
as a-
customer support.
Oh, Valve.
But it's around
have-
Steam, like it's Valve in relation to Steam.
I don't know. I don't know. D.
Okay.
Well,
They got
yes.
an F.
Yes.
Apparently they have received 717 individual complaints to this bureau about Steam and their customer service. To put it into perspective, EA and Activision Blizzard, so specifically the Blizzard part of Activision, have got A pluses with this group.
Ooh, okay. EA got A plus.
Yep.
EA, the
Yes.
max is. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
I don't know.
So
Okay,
who's
that-
paying
that
who
kinda-
maybe. But anyway, so Valve's response to this was the Better Business Bureau is a bit shit. They don't really care about it. But they want to improve their customer service, but they think that Reddit and Twitter and so on are more viable judging systems.
Well,
All this is happening
Yeah.
as a record was announced the other day. Steam now has over 100 million users, and they hit 9 million concurrent users the last month. So 9 million people online at the same time.
Wow.
that
So-
and they get, what was it? 40% or something? Remember, like there was some figure.
What?
What?
The sales for some percentage of, they get a massive chunk of the sales.
Oh yeah, they get 30% of each sale on
Yeah,
Steam.
there you
We
go.
found that out the other day.
Wow.
So they're
And-
making quite a lot
yeah,
of money.
so-
They probably can invest in a bit better customer service. The thing I wanted to ask
Yes.
is, do they need to? Does it actually have any impact at all when they're this big?
No, I don't think so. I mean, unless they have like a really good rival that comes up. Origin's not it. Ubisoft's Uplay's not it. GOG is as good as it is not it. But unless they have like a rival that is equally, funded, equally vibrant as far as the catalog's concerned, no. Either way, we're gonna keep going to Steam.
So you think they're
because It's
untouchable
just a
pretty
lot
much?
easier. I would say so. I wouldn't say untouchable as much as untouchable kind of covers it. It's just they have so
They-
much funding.
They are the Google of like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
game providers basically for PC.
you can throw your Bing out there. You can throw Yahoo Mail or Hotmail or
Throw
whatever
your
you
Bing
want
out there
out
as an interesting sentence.
Yeah, that's you know what I mean. You can have AOL search, you can have Netscape or whatever, blah blah blah, things that have been there or new products. But Google's still gonna be the widely used one, in spite of how good or bad their customer service is, because they're just that damn good at what they do. And Steam does that. Steam does it what it's supposed to do really well. They're really, crappy with the service, but they have the catalog, the social aspect down. Now they have that Windows 10 sort of bringing Xbox and Steam together in a sort of way, and that's massive. They have the broadcast, they have music, which is all kind of basic, but they have it.
I think that because Valve's current vision isn't Steam. Valve's current vision is to try and get Steam OS and get a DirectX free, Windows free gaming environment be the standard.
Right.
Like that's what they're completely pushing. Everything they do, their VR stuff, their controller, all that stuff is made to work in Linux-based operating systems without DirectX. They are the biggest backer behind OpenAL, I think it's called, which is the OpenGL successor.
Yeah.
Which doesn't need DirectX. I think if they want to push that stuff, they need to get on top of their customer support.
I'm just talking about Steam.
Okay.
As for the extended vision of it, I don't think, personally, I won't be putting my Microsoft Windows away for a Steam OS. I'd rather have both run. I mean, I'd rather have the Steam client in Windows, because I don't know, is Microsoft Office going to be available on SteamOS? I don't think so. It's going to be a purely gaming machine. And why would I choose to not have additional capabilities my computer would be able to do and just constrict it just to gaming? I mean, that kind of ruins it for me. But to do that sort of growth, they need really good customer service, I would say.
Okay.
But for Steam alone, for it to be a success, to continue it being a success, either way, I think we're hooked. We're like addicts in a way, I guess.
I just gotta get me
need
some
more
of that.
Steam.
Yeah, if we ever think we're getting away, they'll just put another sale up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll just run right back. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll do one more topic, I think. Rach, did you have anything else to add to that one?
Not really, because I haven't had any experience with their customer service. So no.
Okay. Okay, so this is probably the biggest story that's happened in the last week that I know of.
Okay.
Which is Nintendo are making a move into the mobile market for good. Not like they're not abandoning home consoles, so they say.
What?
They have done a massive deal that spans over like everything that they own with a group called DENA, which is a Japanese mobile publisher who published the Marvel games on mobile. They work with Disney. They published the Transformers game. They published Peter Molyneux's Goddess, or however you say it. They're a really big name. Like, if there was from what I've researched, they're the biggest Japanese mobile publisher. And I mean, we all know how Japanese culture loves their tech, so that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo has basically done this deal with them where they're going to be able to use Nintendo's IP and make mobile games. So we'll have in theory, we'll have Mario mobile games, we'll have Zelda mobile games, Smash Brothers on mobile, all that sort of thing.
Will we, or will Japan?
No, it's worldwide. It was a huge, big announcement they made, as well as announcing that the successor to the Wii U in the same thing. Is
that a mobile phone as well?
It's not. They've said that they're gonna stay in the traditional gaming space as well with the Nintendo NX, which is that's the code name for the successor. But they have also said that whatever hardware they release that's talking about this mobile stuff will connect with your PC, will connect with your mobile phone, will connect with your Wii U and your 3DS. So they're not discounting the current gen stuff.
Oh, that's
and it will
cool.
also connect with the NX stuff like that. They'll all be able to communicate in one way or another. Not connect.
But you won't get a charger.
Yeah, you probably won't get a charger. So, on top of that, DENA is quite fond of microtransactions. They have these things in most of their games that are a card system where you can grind for an insanely long time, or you can just pay a little bit and save that grind.
Yeah.
Other things before I ask the question, Nintendo shares shot up over 30% within the first 12 hours after this announcement.
Wait, you cut out a
Bet
bit.
that-
What happened to the shares?
Nintendo
Did it go
shares
up?
shot up over 30%
Shot up, okay.
in the 12 hours
Okay.
after these announcements. So obviously their shareholders are like, yes, finally Nintendo make some money.
Yeah, the IP.
Cha-ching!
And DENA, the CEO, came out and said that he thinks this will make them the #1 mobile gaming company on Earth, and they'll be able to reach over 100 million daily users.
Oh.
So my question
Yeah.
is this the end of Nintendo as a console company? Do you think once they get into mobile, like, Nintendo fans, let's be honest, are the most rabid gaming fans around.
Yeah.
That's like good and bad. But, I mean, there was a recent Pokemon free-to-play game with microtransactions, and that's shown that they're pretty happy to throw their wallets at their phone if it's got a Nintendo trademark on it.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? 2015, I want predictions for where Nintendo are at in a couple of years.
It depends. Are we talking Nintendo Japan or Nintendo America?
Nintendo, I guess.
Because
Nintendo everything.
Worldwide, I guess.
To be honest, at the moment, my view on Nintendo is they can go suck a rotten egg.
Yes, not the only one.
They have done absolutely nothing to benefit their fan base. Yet they still got these fanboys going, "Oh, we praise you, Nintendo lords." I just don't understand it. Like, I really just don't understand.
I don't think anyone
So much
argues
anger
against that. The Wii U has been a commercial flop, from what I understand.
yeah.
And at the beginning of the Wii U cycle, they said we'd never do mobile, we'll never do free to play. They've done both now, and it looks like they're about to make their entire company about one of those.
Yep. And
Because they'll get the microtransactions, and so they'll get all that money, and it's just cha-ching.
Yeah.
And
Now
they'll
let me
keep going.
be straight here. They haven't said they're doing microtransactions. I just know that the company they're going with are very fond of
But that is
microtransactions.
a major possibility.
Yeah.
And it's an expected thing with mobile gaming. You know, that's
Yeah.
where a big franchise is involved.
Yeah, definitely.
They
And it doesn't
always
always have to
have-
be a bad thing either. Like,
It's
microtransactions
not,
can be
it's
done
not.
in a
I
good
mean,
way.
Sure, but it's still. I guess in a way, it's gonna. For me, I think Nintendo as a company, financially, are gonna boom. You know,
Yep.
they're gonna boom because microtransactions or just mobile gaming is a really sort of untapped market as far as really good developers are concerned, or really good publishers are concerned. I mean, you have your odd EA game on there, but other than that, it's a fairly untouched market.
Yeah, it's lots of individuals
Now-
and indie developers. And
Yeah, it's a
small
lot of
publishers
indie
and that.
developers and, you know, hobbyists on there doing, you know, just making games and putting it up. Especially if you own an Android, you're like baffled by the number of really simple but stupid or sometimes really good games that are just there.
Yeah.
And it's mostly for free with some advertising and all that. But whether they're gonna be good, considered good as far as a really good respected gaming company that they were used to being considered as, I don't think so, because once you go into mobile, you're gonna have that stigma about you. I mean, there's a reason that you don't say in the top 5 developers or publishers, you don't say, "Oh, you know that really good game by EA Mobile?"
I would argue against that with 2 examples. Minecraft.
Which is?
And
Minecraft's on mobile.
yes, Minecraft is on mobile and was on Android until very recently the top-selling game of all time.
But
Okay.
And
Minecraft-
then, yep.
alright. Minecraft didn't start off as mobile though.
No, it didn't.
That's the thing.
Um,
That was just transformed into the mobile platform.
Okay. And the other
Okay,
one
well-
is Epic released a game called Infinity Blade, which did amazingly well, and was like a huge seller.
Yeah, but
Yep.
see, for me, this is the difference. Minecraft isn't only on mobile, or isn't giving away their entire library. Well, Minecraft is a different example because it's just one game that became massive. It's not like Nintendo, where it's a collection of games that garnered respect from the gamers or love and affection over decades of gaming. What happens with Minecraft is the next Minecraft 2.0 could be just on mobile, and you will not respect it or like it the same way, I would say, if it was cross-platform.
That makes sense.
And another thing with Epic Game is that Epic, they released that game on mobile, good, done. They're not releasing UT3 on mobile there. They're not releasing everything on mobile. So that's going to be a difference between Nintendo or Epic. Nintendo, like I said, they're going to be a huge success. I really doubt no one's going to say no to a Nintendo game on their mobile if they're a fan of the franchise. You know,
And
if you like Pokemon,
the biggest money maker for Nintendo is mobile devices. Like 3DS is their money maker anyway.
And if they do a way to incorporate through the systems like they say they will, there's nothing stopping them. I mean, people would buy the same game over multiple systems just so they can play it whatever they want and save the progress. But I don't think as a gaming or a respected label, I think it's not the best step they could have gone in. Economically, yes, it's the greatest idea they ever had. But, as a brand that connects with gaming so much, that connects with what they did in the gaming industry, I think it's a bad move. That's just me though, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just can't keep up with PlayStation and Xbox, so they're finding other avenues to go down.
Yep. Well, that makes sense. They did originally with the Wii U. They were like, we're going to stop trying to keep up. That was what they did. Before we move on, I'll give you what I want to happen from this deal. What I want is I want Nintendo to have made this deal so that I can finally play Super Mario Bros. 3 on my Android. I want them to just re-release all their old games that would work so well on a mobile.
You know what I would really love to play is that GTA game they had with the Lego City Undercover. Is that
it? Oh yeah. It wasn't GTA. It was Lego City Undercover.
No, it was GTA with Legos. Come on. Yeah. I mean,
but that's
you can spin it any way you want, but you get into cars, you mow people down with the car, and
they
then
break into Lego pieces just like in GTA.
Just like in GTA. And
that's what I want out of this. Is I want them to be re-releasing their old games that would work really well on mobile.
Yeah, because that's the one game that I always wanted to play and never got to because I never bother buying a Nintendo system because I don't like Pokemon and stuff. I mean, now we're probably gonna have pitchforks up at my door, but I'm not a fan of Pokemon or all the other stuff. But,
no Pokemans in this building.
That game. No Pokemon. No poking in this building.
Foolish enough to believe it, cool to me, popping a shot in his noggin and holding a hostage and folding his toes, so I hold off him off and him dead. One shot in the leg, and walk off as he begs. Now the coppers have entered the scene, I've left them as fled as I head to the street, thinking they got me, but I'm not backing down. Stop the clock and the city is blacking out.
One thing we love to do at Shoddy Pixels is support indie artists who do great things. And Kat Hall of Cutthroat Visual Art is just one person like that. And Rachel, I think you've seen her art. Looks really good, doesn't it?
Certainly does. She's done an awesome commission for me as well. And yes, definitely recommend her. She does some pretty cool chibi stuff. That's my favorite.
Really cool, colorful stuff. Very gamey stuff if you think about it when you see it. Yeah.
Definitely.
So check out her website. It's cutthroatvisual.com. Check it out. Order a piece. It really looks good. I'm doing it myself, I'm gonna put up all sorts of pieces. Oh, here.
Now.
Do it now, yes. Listen to my Jedi brain.
Quicker than the whipping, in West Riding, whipping on the whip, it's hide and seek. Quick, let's whip inside and see if I can divine a unique design that's all silently peek behind every blind so I can provide any enemy with a violent surprise. Evade the scene, it's Aiden Pierce, don't care who your agency is.
Okay, guys, we're back. That was some more of Dan Ball's music. There's lots of it. Check it out his YouTube channel.
Really awesome.
I think his YouTube channel is Duggleby, but if you just Google Dan Ball or search in the YouTube search bar, you'll find it. He does lots of really cool gaming tracks, and he's a really nice guy. If you watch some of his videos, he's suffered with autism and stuff throughout his whole life, and at the moment it really pains him to sit down and edit his music. He has massive skull crushing headaches, I think is the way he described it.
Yeah.
And he just keeps doing it. So,
And you can hear that tick too when he does it in the when he's describing his pain. There's one video of him telling people what he's going through. You can hear his ear go, and it's unbelievable. It's
So
he's very talented.
Very talented. He's pretty unique, and he's fighting through and like putting it out there just because he loves doing it. So it doesn't cost anything to jump on YouTube. Go have a look.
Yes.
Do it now.
And that brings us.
Well, at the end.
You do it at the end. Listen to this and then go on to there.
Yes.
Because up next we've got Govind, who will be rounding up all the releases in the release roundup.
Yeah. Ding 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 ding. Okay. Because it just sounded like a very ding 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 occasion.
If you say so.
Well, the biggest the article's gonna come out after. It's gonna be there by the time you listen to this podcast with the whole detailed and the entire roundup with all the releases.
Sorry to interrupt. There's something we should have mentioned. There will also be a news summary article where our new writer, who's concentrating entirely on news, will be mentioning some of the news topics we spoke about and other ones. So there's a couple of articles going up to sync with this podcast as well.
Yes, and one of the articles is release roundup. It'll have the entire list of games that are coming out in the coming 2 weeks, and it's gonna have a really more in-depth look at it. But I'm just gonna pick out about 3-4 games that I think are gonna be very interesting. One of them is Keep Dreaming. One of them is Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. It hits on 24th March. And at the same time, but you guys in Australia, you only get it on the 26th. So.
I was going to say that the 24th is my birthday. Someone can buy that game for me.
Oh, too bad. No, we don't have to buy you anything now.
Next year, maybe.
And the only way you're going to feel better is that 27th is the EU date, so you get 1 day before the Europeans. That's really nice.
Well, probably 2 days, or a day and a half when you take into account
time
zones.
Something like that, because of the time zones and all that. And the other one is another popular game that came out, I think, a couple years back. Slender, The Arrival comes out on PS4.
I don't think that's...
the 24th as well.
I think that's a remake of the game for PS4 or something like that.
It's not a new game. It's not a new game. It's just a PS4 edition, I guess.
But I think it is kind of a new game. I think it's like...
You make a decision.
Updated.
I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a remake. It's not like a
it's not
remastering. It's like
No,
they've taken the same game concept and making a new game.
Right.
Like Tomb Raider.
So that comes out. I don't know. I've never played the Slender Man game, so I have no idea. But that comes out on the 24th as well. Another really good game that's come out recently is Life is Strange. It's got everyone I've talked to. Oh my God! Look at that gasp!
Rachel likes that game, I think.
I am hanging for part 2.
Yes, episode 2 comes out on 24th of March, and it comes out across all platforms. So that's and you get it the same day everyone else does. That's awesome, right? So applause. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Can I take a second to ask Rach, how much is that like The Walking Dead? Like in terms of gameplay mechanics?
Yes.
It
as
is?
far as mechanics go, because it is a point and click.
Okay.
It's similar to The Walking Dead.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
But it's also got that whole time aspect going.
Yeah,
for
well,
it,
I really like the developer. Remember Me was a really good game, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. No. And then the next one. Another thing I should mention is that the same day the Borderlands, the Handsome Collection hits PS4 and Xbox One, you'll also be able to buy, I think, the second part, that is Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel on PS4 and Xbox One as well. So it's, if you don't want the entire collection, you just want those games one by one, you get a choice there.
Okay, cool.
Because
that is like a remastered version of 2.
And it has all the DLCs. That is just
and all future DLCs, I believe, as well.
Yeah, for pre-sequel, you get all the DLCs. Yeah.
Sweet.
And next one is Bloodborne. Again, a game I don't really have any idea what's about, but it's very talked about
It's
lately.
an action horror game. Like it's, I think Bloodborne's the one made by the guys who made Dark Souls.
Okay, that makes sense. Because anything I saw on it, it reminded me of that as well.
Yeah.
So it comes out on 24th, 27th on the European continent, and the next one. What? It says 27th on EU. It's just the European continent. What do you want from
Yeah, I
me?
guess it
Okay?
just sounded funny.
Damn. Okay. For all those Lego fans,
Jurassic
Lego
Park?
Ninjago.
Oh, damn
Just
it.
let me finish. Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin comes out on Vita and 3DS.
What the hell is that?
On the game or 3DS
what is
and
it?
Vita? Oh, I don't know. It has the picture of a ninja and a Lego running around. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Le-
It's a
Lego-
game.
I'm sold.
It's a kids' TV show that's on
Right.
Nickelodeon, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So that comes out on the 24th and again 27th on the European continent. Don't you dare laugh.
In Europe.
And
Just say in
yes,
Europe.
in Europe.
How?
But it's so much more formal when you say European continent. It's
Yeah,
like
because
the
our
Cold
entire
War again.
podcast has been formal.
Yes.
might.
Another game that I really want to say this, so let me just Tukiden Kiwami comes out Vita and on Vita and PS4 on the 26th, 27th on Europe, and there's a lot of games, but if you are like a fan of motorcycles and bikes and all that, and well, you never get a game ever. So here's two games for you. One is Ride, which comes out across all platforms on 27th of March. Another one is Motorcycle Club that comes out on PC, PS3, PS4, and Xbox 360. Could not find it on Xbox One,
Oh,
so
that's
I don't
interesting.
think that's coming out there. So it's coming out on 27th March as well. And hey guys, do you remember that really good Fast and Furious game that came out?
No.
Exactly. So, but this time around, Forza Horizon 2 is going to bring it out. So I don't know if that's a good thing
Yeah.
or a bad thing.
I saw
because
that
It's
and
coming out. Yeah.
So is it like a DLC or is it a game
No,
that's
no,
just
it's a
made by the same
standalone game.
developers?
It's a standalone. I guess it's a standalone DLC.
Okay.
It's Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious.
It's
and
kind of like
coming
Blood
out on-
Dragon, but with cars.
Yes, and Fast and Furious, which, as far as games are concerned, is a plague that pulls you down every time it comes out. There was a Fast and Furious game that came out last year, and it was just, oh god, yeah. But that comes out on 27th March, so that's exciting.
So 27th is a
but-
pretty busy day.
27th,
Pretty much.
and I would say 24th because you have the Borderlands collection going out.
Yep.
And Borderlands pre-sequels, Claptastic Voyage and Ultimate Vault Hunter 2 DLCs come out on PC, PS3,
Man, I
and
haven't even finished
X360
the last one.
on 24th as well.
Yeah, have you
Claptastic.
played Borderlands Rage?
No, I haven't. But
Okay, there's a character called
Claptastic
Claptrap.
doesn't
Trap.
sound very nice.
If you've not played Borderlands and you want to kind of get into the series, buy the Handsome Collection. I think it's $59.99. A lot
Okay.
of stuff. The content, the value is just unbelievable.
Well,
on that.
Borderlands 2 and all the DLCs alone, even if you were just running through them and not trying to level up and stuff, you'd still be looking at 60 to 80 hours, I think, just running through all the DLCs.
And then you have the pre-sequel one, plus all future DLCs, including Claptastic Voyage and Ultimate Vault Hunter Pack 1 and 2, which is already out. And you're gonna get all that for $59.99, and that's
that is
why
probably the best game deal I can think of in recent years.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why I made it my pick of the roundup because it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just an awesome deal. And so yeah, that's it for roundup. Release
Nice.
roundup's done. Yep,
Okay, so
I'm out of breath.
So don't forget, guys, if that was all a little bit hard to digest because it's words and you're not seeing text in front of you, do check out the article that Gavin's put up as well, and there'll
Yeah.
be more releases in there, I think, as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have a lot more details.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a lot more releases on there because I did skip over a couple of them.
Easy. So
Oh,
check out the
few of them,
article, and that's that news bit, I guess. Next bit we've got is something we're trying out. Basically, what's going to happen in every podcast is we're going to give everyone a topic.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Just
yeah.
chill, just chill.
Yeah,
Gonna give everyone a topic, and they're going to come to the podcast with a list prepared of their top 5.
Yes.
So this could be, as a really boring one, top 5 games of this year, or top 5 disappointments of last year, or top 5 reasons Nintendo shouldn't go into mobile, or something like that.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
But luckily this week we haven't done that topic.
Yeah.
Well, I've picked the topic, top 5 games that we'd like to play in VR, as in virtual reality.
Yeah.
So this is games that either are already on an Oculus Rift or Steam VR or Vive or whatever, and that we would like to play. So that could be like
World of Diving.
Ship Aftermath or whatever that one is, or any of the games. Or it could also be games that we would just like to have in VR. So if Super Mario Sunshine is the early example for another topic, or it could have been just talking about this, was a game you really wanted to play with an Oculus Rift for one reason or another, that could go in there.
Yep.
So, anyone want to go first, or shall I?
I can go ahead if you want.
Go for it, Govind.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with from 5 towards 1. So
is 1 the
top
one
5
you want
picks.
most?
Yes.
Okay.
And 5 is the one I'm starting with. GTA 5, the next generation one with the first-person video. View, not video. That would be a lot of fun, in VR because you get to do everything you want.
Yep.
4th one is Viscera Cleanup Detail. Just
Oh,
because
that would be
just,
awesome.
yeah. That's just gonna be so much fun if it was VR and all the Butterfinger madness that.
If
comes
anyone
into
doesn't
it.
know what Viscera Cleanup Detail is, it's where you play a
You
janitor
should check it out.
in a game
Yes.
world after someone like Master Chief has come through and killed all the aliens.
Yes, or
Nice.
or the one DLC that really kicks ass is the Santa's Rampage one, where it gives
Santa's
you
killed all
a
the
perspective
elves.
of Christmas like never before, and it's unbelievable. So basically, that's 4, and Forza or any other racing games basically falls into that. It's at number 3. Chivalry Medieval Warfare is at number 2 because it's got first person, and if you can get that Wiimote thing going with it, that'd be really fun. I guess just slopping
If you can
people's
get your
heads
waggle
off
on.
with the waggle on, yeah. And number 1 is gonna be nausea-inducing. It's Mirror's Edge. It's just gonna be so much fun. If
Well, I mean, Dying
Yeah,
Light has
but I would be-
Oculus Rift support.
oh, true,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and apparently it's pretty good. You get a little bit motion sick, but
I would imagine so because of the whole, jumping and turning and all that. But that's
the
my
Mirror's
list
Edge is a whole
of-
other level of it. So.
Yeah, and it's so much more with the sliding.
Well,
and
people got
everything and
motion
the-
sickness from Mirror's Edge as it was.
Yeah, so this is that's my top 5. But yeah, I actually like doing this list because I kind of want to actually experience all those games in VR. So it's gonna be
Rach,
fun. If it
Did
ever
you
happens.
get a list done, or
Sort of. I haven't really had much to do with VR, and it's not in a 5 to 1 most wanted. It's just I guess a general list.
well, let's preface your list with saying that none of us have had anything to do with VR at this stage, other than
because
looking into
that's-
it. Like we haven't played or anything like that.
I've never played with VR, so my list would be very different and would not contain Mirror's Edge probably if I did play. But this is just hopeful list. This is just things we would like in its ideal form to be enjoyed.
And it
Yeah,
should also
definitely.
be mentioned, the reason that this is the topic we picked is GDC, the Game Developers Conference, recently happened. And if you haven't
Yes.
looked into the VR stuff there, go look at it. There is Oculus Rift was the top and like only real one people were talking about. There's at least 5 or 6 different units that people are like really talking about now. It's definitely seems like
pretty sweet.
if there was any chance it wasn't going to be the next big thing, that's gone now. It's the next thing that's going to come along, just not sure when.
It's gonna
Nice.
be awesome. Yes, it's gonna be very, very awesome.
Anyway, Rach, so
So,
go
Rach-
take it away.
Yeah, take it away.
So my list, I've actually done a little bit of research, and I found that there was an Insurgent. I don't know if it's a game or if it's like a video or just an experience that links in with the new Insurgent movie.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I just actually went to see the movie today, I would be really into actually doing the VR with this Insurgent piece, which I think is just for promotion for the movie.
Sweet. Yeah.
So that's probably one. I found a VR kart, so Mario Kart. I'd
Oh,
love
nice.
to play Mario Kart in VR. I reckon that would be
Nice.
totally awesome. Just seeing
Yeah.
those bananas flying at your head. I found one called Technolust, and it looks very Matrixy.
Okay.
Big
Ooh,
Matrix fan, so I'd love to do something that would be sort of Matrixy and what? How many is that? 3. There was also one I found about. They're wanting to build the DC Entertainment Batman animated series experience, so you could actually go and look in through the Batcave and stuff.
Oh,
I had ordered a Oculus Rift, and when I looked into it, all the stuff people were raving about wasn't games. It was all like sitting in a cinema to watch your movie on your computer, and like meditation things, and just all these really cool experiences. But anyway.
And I think the number one thing I'd probably want to play on a VR would be something along the lines of Silent Hill.
Yeah,
man.
There's a lot of horror games that have done really well.
Yeah, Outlast, I believe, has VR support, doesn't it?
Maybe.
It was one of the new ones, but yeah.
Well, there was a video the other day. Someone rigged up Five Nights at Freddy with VR support, and that game works really well with VR because you're not moving around. You're sitting there looking at cameras. So it's those sorts of experiences where you don't actually need to have the character move, but you can still turn your head and that sort of thing. Like roller coasters, for instance, work really well on the VR because you don't actually have to move your character and that.
Because moving it would kind of
that's when you get motion sickness because your head's going, I'm moving, and your body's going, no, you're not. That's pretty much what the problem with VR is. So
Five Nights at Freddy's, I would literally, I think, piss myself if I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's in VR. Like, literally, that's just,
Okay,
I jump at watching other people play Five Nights at Freddy's, let alone me playing it in VR.
That's... Well, yeah. What about you?
Yes. So I've done similar to
It's kind of
Govind.
a hard thing to move on from.
So I've done similar to Govind. I put mine in order of 5 being the least... Like the one that I'd still really want to play, but least interesting to 1 being the best. So number 5 is Minecraft. That has Oculus Rift support, and I think it would be like that would be amazing. Just that world is so deep, and there's so much to do in it. Just cruising around in it, like it'd be so relaxing, and then so stressful, and just be good fun.
Right.
Number 4 is World of Diving, which has Oculus Rift support. That was actually the reason I wanted to buy my Oculus Rift. Is if you like, Gavin and I've got a couple of videos of this game up without the Oculus Rift.
Yes,
obviously, and you just swim around in this ocean, finding treasure and exploring caves and shipwrecks and all that. It's so good, and it has a diving mask, which helps with the motion sickness stuff because it's something for your eyes to focus on. That's a static point.
Nice.
Similar to how car games work really well because the cockpit lets you have a frame to look from.
Yeah.
Number 3 is any sci-fi RTS game, so Grey Goose, StarCraft, or something like that. I'd love for someone to take one of them and then customize the HUD so it looked like you were actually looking down on the world from like a mothership or something like that. And play an RTS from the position of like a commander.
Yeah, like Civilization. That has the whole, a turn-based thing, but you have that military command sort of look.
And like then being able to like press a button on your HUD that then made you go down and actually watch the battle going on in a 3D thing, which Dark Reign 2 back in like 2000 had that, but obviously didn't have VR. Like, so you could go from the top-down view down to actually looking as if you were like a character standing on the battlefield.
Right.
I think it'd be a really cool way to do it, like to reinvigorate the RTS genre.
Oh yeah, totally.
Number 2 was The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Oh yeah, I still haven't played that game.
That game's so immersive, just be so good. And number 1, The Stanley Parable.
Oh yes.
Of all the you don't know what the Stanley Parable is?
Oh my god!
I'll link you to the demo of the Stanley Parable, Rachel.
I can't believe we didn't link that. Oh wait, it was past, right? It was in 2013, was it? Because that should have.
No. One of the first articles we put up on the site was a review of the Stanley Parable.
No. I meant in the Shoddy Pixel Awards.
That was 2013.
Yeah, because that game just messes with your mind so well. It's unbelievable.
It's very
Nice.
funny and very good. So that I would
Yes.
love to play that in VR. I think it'd be
Oh
fucking
yeah,
hilarious.
definitely. I completely forgot about that, but yes, that would be a lot of fun. Yes.
So there's
So that's top 5.
yeah. So if you've got a suggestion for topics, maybe tweet us
Yes.
or something like that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to keep coming up with topics
Shodcast, I
myself.
guess?
Yeah, hashtag Shodcast
Yes.
will do. Which will bring us
Yep.
to the next thing, which we also want
Ah.
audience involvement from, which is a challenge. So if you at the end of this segment, or once I've explained what it is, if you have an idea for this challenge, tweet us with the hashtag Shoddy Challenge, and
Yes.
get Govind or I, or possibly the other guys, to do something really stressful or horrible or something like that. Because what's
Yeah.
going to happen is we're starting off with me challenging Govind. I'm going to tell him something he has to do that I know he doesn't want to do, or will have trouble doing, or will be entertaining for us to watch him do. And he's going to film it for YouTube, including his
Yes.
facial reactions, hopefully.
If I could try, I don't know how good my webcam works because
And-
laptop, but yes,
We'll see how he goes, and if we, depending on how this goes, we'll probably track a score, and maybe after a few, like if I don't know, if we go for a year or something, tally them up or something and see where it goes.
Yes.
So
The
basically,
Shoddy Challenge Awards.
yeah,
But hashtag Shoddy Challenge.
yeah.
is
So if you have
the
any
hashtag.
suggestions, just
Sorry,
watch
I'm-
some of our YouTube videos to find out that Gavin doesn't like bad voice acting or bad jumping puzzles and that sort of thing. They're the best ones.
Oh,
Or disgusting animals.
oh god.
So many things to go
This is
for.
nerve-wracking.
But
wait is-
So
for this-
does this have to be a challenge in a game though?
no, it can be.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it has to be.
Anything.
Has to be something he can do in a game, but it doesn't have to be a
Yes.
challenge that's already present there. It could be like finish this level in X amount of time or
Yes.
something like that.
But
or-
regarding games, not like challenge you to jump out a window sort of deal.
Yeah,
Because yeah, you do that every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He
Yes, you know.
defenestrates himself at least twice daily.
Yes. What?
Defenestration is what you call it when someone's thrown out a window. By the way.
Rest, yeah, because I'm a superhero, I have to jump out to like, because Superman had his phone booth. I've got 11
Windows.
stories.
Anyway, so the challenge I've got for him this week, I didn't really think about this until the last minute, unfortunately. So I've actually gone with the challenge that was the original idea that inspired this, where there's this wonderful game called Deadcore. And
No,
it's a very
no,
difficult,
no,
challenging
no.
game centered around first-person platforming. So lots of jumping
Shit.
puzzles.
Dickhead.
And I want Govind not to finish the first level. I want him to finish the last level. And I'm happy to send him a save game with the last level. But I think the game's not too long. You should probably at least play the first level or two to get the hang of it. But I'm going to send you a save game with the last level unlocked for you to do that, and I want to see that. To put it into perspective, I think the last level took me about 40 minutes to complete, and I think the world record time is about 2.5 minutes.
Oh god, I hate you. I knew, this is the thing. I knew that if you got the challenge, it would either be something disgusting or jumping.
Well, like I told you, the first thing I googled was games with the worst voice
Bad
acting.
voice
I just
acting.
wanted you to play 1 hour of a game with horrible voice acting, but I couldn't find any that we hadn't already played that I knew about.
Man.
So we don't have a
Okay.
challenge to talk about because obviously this is the first episode.
This is the first thing, yes.
In future
Well-
episodes, we will discuss how the challenge went, and there will hopefully always be a YouTube video to go with it. Or in this
Yes.
case, there might be a whole series of videos, depending on how intent he is on finishing.
Damn.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
if you have any suggestions for this challenge stuff, let us know, please, with the hashtag Shoddy Challenge.
And if about anything regarding the podcast,
Yeah.
hashtag Shodcast. And just tweet at Shoddy Pixels. That
Yeah.
just mention.
We'll know
it,
it.
How it?
Yeah.
We don't really get that many tweets.
No, we're pretty not tweeted at all person, sort of company thing.
Okay, so which this brings us to probably what the majority of our 10 viewers are listening to the podcast for, which is the results of the giveaway. We recently did a massive overhaul of the website. It looks a lot nicer now, in my opinion, but I did make it, so...
It does.
And
as I've mentioned in every single YouTube video I've done, it looks great.
which there'll be a whole lot of
looks
YouTube
very
videos that probably go up after this that we haven't actually uploaded yet, but
Yeah, but
whatever. That's
all
how
part of
things
the game.
work.
Yeah.
So the giveaway was we wanted you to jump on either YouTube, Twitter, or the article itself, which was about the giveaway, and suggest a game for us to cover that we haven't covered. We had some interesting suggestions, things like Bioshock 1, which I wasn't expecting to come up.
Yes.
Dying
Well, they
Light.
said Bioshock, didn't they? I mean, did they say one?
Yeah, no, they said
particularly,
Bioshock,
or-
true. It could have been Infinite.
Could be Infinite. Yeah.
Hotline Miami, Game Dev Tycoon, which we've already reviewed, but maybe it's worth looking at doing a video or something like that.
Sure, I've got. That's one of the few games that I've actually 100%ed. So
Yeah.
gladly. And
So
I love that game.
there was quite a good range of suggestions: 7 Days to Die, Ori and the Blind Forest, all that sort of stuff. Lots of variation. The giveaway
Yes.
itself, prize one was a PC copy of Dying Light and a Steam download of Castle Miner Z. Prize 2 is Killing Floor and Serious Sam 3 BFE. And prize 3 is Chivalry Medieval Warfare and Castle Crashes. So, good games to give away. So what we're going to do now
A lot of mixtures, yes.
I'm plugging values into random.org, and our first prize goes to
Is
Jeff, who suggested 7 Days to Die. Rachel, Mike's doing that lovely thing again.
Is
yes.
it? Oh, wonderful.
You wanna? Yeah, I would say redo that part.
So Jeff,
Random.
congratulations, you've won
Yeah.
Dying Light and Castle Miner Z.
Congratulations.
Okay guys, so we fixed that up. Let's move on to prize 2.
Yes.
So pump the
and
numbers
before
in.
we forget, congrats, Jeff.
Yeah,
I
to
didn't
Jeff,
get to
who
congratulate you.
suggested 7
Yeah.
Days to Die.
Awesome.
You just
Jeff.
got yourself Dying Light. That's all, and that's an awesome game.
Prize,
So while we die,
Extremely.
prize 2, which is Killing Floor and Serious Sam 3 BFE, goes to Eddie,
Goes
who
to-
suggested Evolve.
Eddie.
Eddie, we
Eddie!
probably won't be doing Evolve because I don't think any of us are willing to pump money into that game at this stage.
No, maybe eventually it'll go free to play because it's almost halfway there, anyways,
Yeah.
with the DLCs
Yeah.
and such. But as if one of us gets a copy, we'll definitely cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Mike ever goes through and edits his footage, he does have a whole lot of play from the beta.
Beta,
Ronan.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that'd be there. Ronan.
Well, he might not anymore.
Yeah,
Might
one
be
day.
lost now.
no, it's saved. I made sure of it
Oh, that's right. You
Okay.
hate his,
So.
all his footage on
because
your...
he recorded
So-
it on my computer.
Oh, right. Okay, so if that comes up, then you've got your coverage. But other than that, we might have to wait till one of us gets a copy. I don't think anyone of us is gonna buy it. To be honest, just
And-
brutal. But yeah.
And prize number 3, which is Chivalry, Medieval Warfare, and Castle Crashes, goes to Boxer, who suggested a couple of games: Hotline Miami 2 and Reign of Kings.
Go
Now,
Boxer!
Both look
Hotline
pretty good,
Miami is banned in Australia, and there are ways
Really?
around it. Hotline Miami 2 is, yeah. There are ways around it, but I don't like the franchise enough to risk my Steam account.
I'll give it a look if it's available here, and if it's something I can get my hands on, I'll
Yep.
cover it.
And
And
the other one is
what's
Reign of
Reign of
Kings,
Kings?
which is
Yeah.
kind of like Minecraft
believe-
mixed with Age of Empires, from what I understand.
Yeah. I
It looks
remember
pretty
seeing
cool.
Something like that.
However,
Yeah.
it's by the developer who made Starforge, and they kind of got their game to a certain point and then went, early access, we can get out of this? Okay, bye.
Oh,
So I'm a
okay,
little bit
so-
hesitant about that one.
Yeah.
But we'll have a look at it.
But
for
good
sure.
suggestions regardless. You know, Hotline Miami 2 just came out, and it's really widely popular. And yeah,
What-
topical,
what-
I guess.
Why is it banned?
Violence.
Drugs.
And
violence.
drugs, like, I don't know, GTA 5 is allowed, but Hotline Miami 2 isn't. I don't
Yeah,
cause,
that I don't get.
Because you
GTA
know what
5
our
is a lot more
you know what our
violent.
classification board is like, Rach.
Yes. And what was that
Sucks
other
to
game
live
that
in
you had? Ish.
Well, Fallout 3, they had to change that. Originally had morphine in it, which is a real world painkiller.
Yeah.
And it was used as a painkiller, but they had to change it to stim packs because morphine's not allowed to be in games.
Oh, that's why it's Stimpaks.
So,
Okay.
apologies everyone
And
in the
what
world.
was that?
Australia's
Station
stupid.
Decay was
Yeah.
banned for you guys, right? For a while.
Yeah, it's okay now, but anyway, so congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations!
Thanks for everyone that suggested. Please, by all means, if you have suggestions for games for us to cover,
Keep them
give
coming.
them anyway. Like, we'd love to get you guys involved in our content a lot more, and that's kind of
Definitely.
what this podcast is aimed at doing.
Yes. It's another way to reach you guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of the segment section. We do want to take a section to plug a couple of video series we've got up.
Yeah.
Govind and I have just started doing a hard mode playthrough of Dying Light, which is pretty fun so far. It's a lot more intense than the normal difficulty we were playing before.
Yeah, it's actually hard. It's not just sake of being hard. It's just hard.
And on top of that, we don't actually know the differences between normal and hard. We haven't looked them up. So we keep discovering things that are like, in the middle of combat, we'll find out that the medkits don't heal instantly. They take 30 seconds. And we're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. That, and you, in the middle of the night, you discover that, one hit can kill you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
no.
That's fun.
Well,
So
I'd be
it's-
screwed then.
So it's pretty funny.
Yes, and a lot of screaming involved.
Yes.
I might have wet my pants. I don't know. Probably not. Redaction number 2.
Pants ruining going on tonight.
Yeah,
There is.
no. Well, yeah, dead
Let's
core
move on.
suggestion kind of helped with that.
So another one, Gavin's just started doing a series called ScratchTheItch.io. If
Yeah,
you guys
that's-
don't know, well, I'll let you do it. Gavin's your series.
Yeah, well, it's just a simple thing. I just did it for the fun of it. Itch.io is a really cool website. They have a lot of indie developers on there. It's not so complicated to get on there like it is with Steam or any other. Desura, right? You have a lot of indie developers and a lot of different types of games. Some are really out there. So what I do is I just pick a random game, download it, play it, and upload the footage. And I have one up. I'll probably have 2 after this podcast goes up. I'll have 2 of them up. But it's kind of fun because it's not the kind of games that I usually play, which Michael could probably attest to because it's kind of a weird kind of.
Gavin's a lot
Casual,
more
but
focused
at the
on,
same-
I guess, set-piece gaming. You like a lot of like really good production values, sort of like not necessarily a big game. But you like good voice acting, you like things to look...
Yeah,
you don't like
I
retro-style graphics and all that sort of thing.
No, and all
And the first
games I
one doesn't
find
have
on
voice
there-
acting, is very retro-looking.
No, it's very retro looking, and it's fun. It was fun to do, and it's just something I did. And then I also have Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, going up as a
Which
Mordor.
may not be there for very long. We'll see whether
Because we
Warner
don't
Brothers
know
pull
what
that
the-
down or not.
Yeah, it's gonna be up there. If we're still up there or not, I don't know. I'm just uploading them, and it's just fun to play. So that's from my side of things.
Yeah, and I will also add in there, if any of you guys are itch.io users, or you go there and look it up, if you find a game you want him to cover, tweet it.
just tweet.
Like,
Tweet it to
it's
Shoddy
really...
Pixels.
The only real problem Itch has is discovery. There is so many titles on there.
Yeah,
So, if
and
you-
what I'm doing now is I'm also looking at the itch.io Twitter page, and they have suggestions, so that helps. But I also want to find games that are not on the front page that not everyone gets to see. So that's the whole point of the whole
So if
series.
any of you want to be honorary Shoddy Pixels researchers, then go sift through those pages for us.
and tweet at Shoddy Pixels or at Red Dwarf Techie, and we'll be very grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And with that, I think that's the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you
We
very
did
much
it!
for
managed
listening
a
to
full
us for,
episode.
I think, what is going to be around about an hour and 20 minutes.
No, that's pretty impressive right there. You should all get prizes for that.
Don't say that. Great, Gavin's gonna buy you all prizes.
I said should. I didn't say they will. That's
Disclaimer.
a whole different level. Yes, should is not gonna happen.
If you liked the podcast or you have some criticism, good or bad, please feel free again to hit us up on Twitter at ShoddyPixels. We all have our own Twitter handles. If you want to look them up, they're available on the website, which is www.shoddypixels.com. And check us out on
awesome now with the new layout.
Yeah, and check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/ShoddyPixels. And
Shoddy.
I think that's about it. Any closing comments, guys?
I can't wait to try Deadcore. I hate you for suggesting that, and I will probably kill myself trying that. So that's gotta be.
So
on
this
your
is the
head,
last you'll hear from
jackass.
Gavind.
No, don't be so happy about that, you fucking.
Shots
No
fired.
freaking way. Shots fired.
Yeah,
You suggest Deadcore. I saw him try it. It is like mind-boggling hard. It's unbelievable. It's gonna be the death of me. I'm
So
sure
then
of
who
it.
picks the next challenge? For who? You?
Well,
We take turns with the picking challenges, I think,
Yeah.
is what we worked out.
So now you just
Yeah.
got to come up with something super awesome to get him back with.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
is, he'll probably tell me to play, I don't know, GTA or something, which I don't have, but that's good.
No, I'll just suggest some things. That's the thing. We're not gonna suggest stuff that the other person doesn't even own. So this I can just,
Unless
like,
it's very, very reasonably priced.
yeah, like $1.
Yeah. We don't make any money from this, guys, so sorry about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
We do it all for the love.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Surveillance genius, steaming in pretty, be facing the street, the DDoSing, CDOS and tossing them in the sea, cause I'm an MC, constantly watching and seeking to watch what you're speaking. Stopping and dropping from dropping the spot on the spot that I'm beating, got to be leaving, peeling off on my feet like socks on a hot day, leaping off of the bar. Good evening, officer, I just need to see the bars, I got on my phone and leave you lost in the dark. Now the city's power is ours and I'm devouring it, stopping the heart. What? I'm on a boat, it's obvious I'm a boss, hard watchdog, watching the watchers, I've got to log